and so at least better. So I'll wake
Uh-huh.
up with the heat, I get warm, and then I have to take off the thing, and I just have to adjust the blanket and
Temperature.
stuff. And what?
I'm saying that adjusting the temperature, body temperature.
Yes, exactly. It just amazes me how much that gets so. And if I overheat, then it takes me a little while to cool down, and it really throws me off a little bit. So it's quite interesting. What can you do? What can you do? What can you do?
Oh yes.
Uh, the dream.
Mhm.
Anymore? It was just spaceships in the sky. That's it.
Oh yes. No, I actually saw so many things, but I don't remember that. But when I was looking at those spaceships, and this is first time I saw spaceships in my dream. But in my dream, I was reminding myself to remember this because I need to. So it is kind of an interesting thing for me that I was aware that I am watching this dream and I need to
And,
remember
and
them.
and 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 you did?
Yes,
You remembered you were dreaming?
yes, I remember that because
Wow, that's the objective. Oh, that's fantastic, Beena. That's for me. It's so difficult. I really struggle with that. That's really, really exciting. So you remember that you are dreaming, and then what happened?
I just saw these spaceships in the
Wow.
sky. Three spaceships, different style, different design. And
And this was in and the place that you were at, where you saw them from. Where was that?
I was looking them upward toward like in the sky. So it means that I'm downstairs and I'm in the not downstairs actually on ground, and I'm
But I
looking
mean,
at them.
which
Yeah.
place? Like in this world, another world, Karachi, where?
No, in this place, but not actually the which country or city. But
Ah,
yes, planet Earth.
wow, wow, wow.
And when I was looking at these spaceships, and I said, "Oh, these are spaceships." Okay, Beena, need to remember this because it's a dream. Need to remember this because it's a
Yeah, but
dream.
that's fantastic, Peter. That's the start. That's the start. That's really magical. So, so the idea and the objective with being aware in our dreams is obviously to develop an awareness of alternative realities. So this is very powerful. It's a big deal. Oh, excuse me. And to develop
Okay.
the control. Hello, sorry, I'm just adjusting it so I'm a little bit. There we go. So that we can develop that awareness, that is the awareness that is required for alternative realities. It's a different type of awareness. So the thing with dreams is it kind of operates a little differently. Like when you stare at things, then you kind of get immersed in them, and just a bunch of different things that happen in dreams. So it's just a little different way of developing the awareness. But you'll see as you do it more and more, you'll see. Don Juan recommended um, looking at the backs of your hands as a like this to that's like okay, and then you remember to do this, and then okay, you look, and you kind of come back to them because he said that your attention is very. I'm paraphrasing his words. Um, so. Uh, that you look and then you look away and you come back and you look away and you come back. You kind of got to learn to um, take your attention in little bits.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just responding to Donna here. She's chatting on Facebook. She said she's kind of like to stay more connected. So she's saying she liked Shirley Temple as a kid, and she related to her in every possible way. Imagine she was Shirley Temple. I used to try to dance with her. And she asked if I had anyone I related to as a child. I said no, we had no TV as a child. But even that, I don't know. Even if we had TV, the idea, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Never had.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, and the the other thing with the being aware in the dream, did it change? Did it change your perception of the dream?
Uh, I told you before, like yesterday, I was sharing with you that it happens sometimes, like when I'm about to sleep. So it's just like okay, uh,
Yeah.
even just when I'm sitting and I feel so sleepy, that is like okay, just for a second, I'm going to sleep, and by the uh, something happened and I just woke up. But just in a split of seconds, I see some glimpses, and uh, they are random scenes and random people. They're doing something, and I actually sometimes don't remember what I saw, but it happens that okay, I see like okay from a movie scene. If you see a second, like 30-second scene, so it is like that, but without it having any connections. So I don't know why my mind go into that mode like suddenly. I never heard any other who say that okay they see something when they just fell asleep, like where mostly when people fell asleep in trains or on buses or something like that. Have you ever experienced things like that?
Uh, like you mean like have sort of a
Okay,
wake?
like just right now you are talking to me,
Uh-huh.
and just assume that you are feeling a bit sleepy, and during talking you just for like 2 seconds you fell asleep, just for two seconds
I'd have
only.
to be very tired for that to happen, but uh,
Okay, I just assume,
yeah.
and
Um,
in those 2 seconds I see some images and some scenes. I don't know why.
yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. There's actually a name for it. It's called a hypnagogic state, by the way.
Okay, because I thought that dream is about like sorry is the dream state is like in deep sleep state.
Yeah, well, it isn't really, but it's actually in the. If you look at the sleep cycles, the
Yeah.
deepest ones, the in when the theta waves, you actually don't dream in those. You dream
Okay.
with a when you're closer to waking up. So yeah, it's
Okay.
very interesting. You would think that you dream in the deeper states, but no, because we don't remember them. But no, interesting.
Okay. Okay. So it happens with me when I'm like, okay, just right now, if I'm talking to you and somehow I am feeling sleepy, and because of anything, I'm tired, or maybe I haven't slept for like for a day or something. It didn't happen with me, but yes, I'm just saying that, okay, it is my time to sleep now, but I'm talking to you, and just for a couple of seconds, I fell asleep during talk, and I will see something. I don't know why, and I don't know how it happens. And they all there's always about random people, random things, with complete details.
Wow, wow, wow. Well,
And
it's a magical thing, Beena. It's a magical thing. Now, yes, now it might be random, but that's the point of learning to be aware in your dreams, so that you have a little bit more um, control over the situation. I'm always reluctant to use the word control because it gets kind of as weird associations and images if for some people. But anyway, because when you start to become aware, like in that where you in the hypnagogic state, you can then direct that to go and get details about somebody that you want to know about. There's all sorts of things that can be done in the dreams, but it takes some measure of learning how to be in that, because definitely there's a difference to the awareness for dreams than in. I mean, I remember when I did do the lucid dreaming, was aware in the dreams, when I was really focused on it. I mean, it took so much energy for me to get there. I kind of said, okay, it's not worth the energy. And I figured that at some point later in life, because this was, long time ago, 30 years ago, 25
mhm.
years ago, um, that I figured sometime later in life, it would come about just organically. So,
Mhm.
um, anyway, but the point of the dreams is to develop that ability to uh, to cognize and think and be in that type of a reality, and it is a slightly different logic to it, and different mechanisms in which they work. So it's very cool. Like I was saying, just about how you pay attention. You got to kind of pay it in, not zoom in and immerse in something. And I have an inordinate capacity for immersion. I can really get inside something very quickly and easily, which is a powerful skill, but also it can put you in bubbles if you're not careful. So we have to learn to, to think of to not let my immersion lose my awareness. You're like the scuba diver keeping the connection on the surface, which I do now, which is very useful and very powerful. But dreams, and I still immerse though. Like when I'm listening to someone or talking, I still get immersed, but I still keep that connection. But in dreams, you've kind of got to just jump with your awareness, not touch on everything, just lightly, and just it's kind of interesting. Well, at least that's seems to be how it is. Now you might discover different ways of doing it. Some people have lucid dreams and it's no problem for them. They automatically just get it. And their lucid dreams are, I was really into it at one point. I really studied it, um, and read all the different books that people had written on lucid dreams and everything like that. So um, it's interesting, how the different perceptions of it are. Now, of course, it's very different for across the range. So, who knows how it would be for you. And, you certainly have different skills, a different mindset, a different perception. Um, so, um,
Mm.
you might have a whole different experience of it, and I would sort of assume that.
I,
So just from knowing you and how different you are, you know.
it was like uh, I don't know how to just say that. Okay, it is like when we go to YouTube and we see that sometimes, like not sometimes, always, when you just see that, just move your cursor to the particular video, it'll start playing in that, and but like for 2, 3, 5 seconds, and it happens with me, like when I'm talking to you and I'm feeling sleepy. And the most interesting thing is that, yes, funny also, that uh, for sleeping, I am like, I never actually, I'm so blessed, thank you, Alhamdulillah. I'm so blessed that I never actually struggle to, to sleep,
Oh yeah,
because
that's
once
huge.
once I lie down on my bed, I'm just completely knocked out. You can say that.
Oh, that's very
I
good.
don't I don't struggle for the shukar, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
But and as a kid, I was like, who take like 10 to 11 hours of sleep. Need 10 to 11 hours of sleep and deep sleep.
You slept as a kid, 10, 11
Yeah,
hours?
yeah. It was
Oh,
from,
excellent.
yes, from, it is from my childhood. So that's why my father, even because he was an early riser, so he didn't like that. So he was training his children to get up early, because he used to get up
Oh, wow.
on, especially on weekends, he used to get up at 4:30, because
Wow.
he says, yeah, because he said that, oh, sleeping is just a time of waste of time, and I don't want to. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
spend more time at my home, and I want to enjoy with my family. So get up early. So at 5, he is ready, shaved and dressed up and perfume and everything, all
Wow.
dressed and ready. So
Wow.
he wants us to get up early also.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Oh, good for
it
him.
was yeah, but it was, for me, it was a really difficult thing. I was the only one in my family who used to get up late.
You
Yes,
always,
and yes, always late. And
yeah,
so
it's all good.
my father just, to bribe me to get up early. He,
Wow.
yeah, he always have something to. Okay, one who will get up early tomorrow will get this thing, some eraser or some pencils, colorful or something. Things
Oh,
like that. So it was a bribe, and I was the spoiled one. So no matter how late I get up, still I take that. I used to.
wow. Wow. Oh, talking about the pencils, did you ever maybe get a chance to get, look into making a space on your wall to draw on and write on?
Oh yes, just yesterday, like today. Sorry, I was talking to my sister. I said, okay, now I'm thinking about to paint this wall to just spare this thing for my drawing. She says, okay, go ahead, because you need that. It is your thing.
Yeah,
You need it.
yeah. Oh, good for you, Beena. It makes me very happy. Sometimes, when shares sort of an idea and people say, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And then they never do anything about it. And that always is a bit sad for me. So I love it that when somebody says, yeah, that's a good idea, I want to do this. And then they actually do it. I don't know. That's
I,
you.
I was actually when me and my sister went to for shopping, small grocery and other things. So on my way, I was talking to my sister and I told her that Sil suggested me this, and I'm thinking about it. She says, "Yeah, why not? It's a good idea. You need that." Just a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, 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 good. Which sister said this? Lubna, I'm assuming?
Okay. Okay.
Wh-
Yes. Yes, sir.
Was Lubna who said that?
No, Amy.
Amy.
Amy said that. Okay, why not? Just
Thank
do
you.
that.
I still want to meet them someday, but anyway.
Okay. Okay. And she
When
said,
they
okay,
just sound
yes,
like
go ahead.
fabulous people, how can I not want to know them?
Oh, yes. Okay, Sil,
Yeah.
today I have my other sister, Mona, married one with kids.
I was
She,
wondering, it's interesting. Earlier today, just before you came on, I was thinking, what's the third sister's name? I couldn't remember it. And yeah, you mentioned the name. It's interesting.
yeah, Mona.
Mona.
Yeah, her complete name is, full name is Memuna, but as a
Nemona?
nick, Memuna, yes. But we call her Mona
Yeah,
because it's
interesting.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, she's here. So I will keep this session right now a bit short. I will come later, but I want to discuss something with you. I want to share.
Well, I'm listening.
Uh, but of course, in private Zoom session without recording, without having any other person hearing that.
Okay, so I'll
Okay.
put off the recording right now then?
No later,
Oh, okay.
if it
Okay.
is possible today,
Oh,
or otherwise.
absolutely. So about 9:30, roughly, I'll be away for like an hour because we go to the food bank on Thursdays. So I don't know.
Okay.
Last week, Olivia got a lift there, so I don't know if she wants me to go to then. I don't know. So we'll see. Because it's kind of Olivia that goes and interacts there, even though she gets for both of us. So after that, like 10:30, 11, somewhere around there. I'll connect with you, and yeah, and then I can start a Zoom session with a different address, not this one. That's my standard sort of. I don't know what they call it. They have a name for it. They call it your permanent ID or something like that. So I'll just start one. Yeah, personal meeting ID, PMI. But I'll just start a specific meeting that has a private link. So, I mean, that nobody can kind of log on and interrupt us. I mean, if they come, we can obviously just stop talking. But yeah,
No,
we can do that. So, sure, no
I
problem.
really want to share something which is quite personal for me. So I don't want anyone
Yeah,
to.
yeah, no problem. And I like that you say it, and that's very cool. So,
I'm actually my intent today. My intent was adamant. So
I want to get back to that actually. That's what I came to Facebook to do. And then I got caught up in
but
catching.
today's actual intent is
To
to
be
apply.
adamant.
Yes, to be adamant, to apply adamance.
Interesting. And you need to. Well, I'm assuming this is the conversation, so I don't want to ask more on it then.
Oh yes, of course.
All right, all right. Oh wow. Oh,
I made a blunder today.
you made a
I
blender.
made a blunder. Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
made.
made a blunder, not a blender.
Yeah,
Ah,
no blunder.
oh, exciting, exciting.
I selected a profile pic of Albert Einstein,
Uh huh.
and I thought it was a very cool picture. I didn't actually. I was a bit careless. I didn't pay more attention what he's holding in his hand. And I said, oh, it's a cool picture of Albert Einstein. And I just made a profile picture. But then my friend Thomas, he mentioned in Beena, it is something fishy. Just go and look. And I said, okay. But in the meantime, two of my friends already made comments, so I just left that, but changed to Mona Lisa.
Brilliant, brilliant. So what did he have in his hand? I'm assuming you've taken down the picture now, so I can't see
No,
it.
I didn't. I didn't take it down. I just changed it because my
Brilliant,
friends.
brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant, brilliant. I'll go have a look in a moment. I'm nearly done over here. So.
Okay. It is actually a big bird. Fem.
Oh, a doobie.
I don't know what it is. If it is have other name, but it is kind of
Like a marijuana.
marijuana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, a big one when they roll it like that. Sometimes they call
Yeah.
them doobies or a bud. Yeah.
Ah. So
There's a big.
Albert Einstein was holding that.
Interesting. Well, it could just be a homemade cigar. You know.
Uh-huh. So Thomas just mentioned that, Beena.
And why is this such a big blunder? I mean, it's kind of amusing.
No, it is a blender because I am not promoting any kind of
No,
addiction or
I
anything.
know, I know. But
So
you
it
could be
is nothing.
making a point that even intelligent people do stupid things. Who knows what
No,
it is? You didn't say anything. You see what I mean?
oh yes,
If somebody asks, you
yeah.
say, well, this goes to show that even geniuses can be idiotic. You know? I mean,
Oh
I know.
yes,
For me, the whole marijuana smoking thing, people make um, this big, like they really sell it and promote it.
oh
And
yes, oh
trying to make it
yes,
out to be so cool. But
yes.
you just watch people that smoke it regularly. It really does make them stupid. I'm sorry, but that's just the stereotype isn't based on nothing, you know. So I don't know. I just
Uh, people assume that, okay, oh, Beena is Muslim, so that's why she's saying it's not only about being Muslim. Yes, it is restricted in my religion, but also I believe that anything which alters my natural state of mind is something not good for me.
right.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly my logic. Also, yes, absolutely. So yes, there is in psychedelics or whatever, I do feel that perhaps at some point in time or for particular special reasons, they might have their uses. But just in general, like you say, they are. They always have a profound side effect and a side consequence. It's the same with medication. So you have to be very careful with the stuff. So me, I just
Yeah,
stay away from it.
yeah. It is
And
like I,
besides,
I,
I
I
mean,
don't get it.
I have smoked marijuana. It's like alcohol. God's body, it's fucking torture. How people can stand it, I don't know. It just makes you dull. It's like, what the hell, man? For me, it just retards my physical body. It doesn't affect my mind.
Ah,
Because if you have awareness, then and here's the thing, they are both depressants, really, alcohol and marijuana. Technically, in the classification of the drugs, you got depressants, stimulants, and psychedelics in the main groupings, more or less. And they're both depressants. And here's the thing, that people feel happy because their inhibitions get depressed. But if you don't have inhibitions, then what the hell? All it does is depress your body. So you have to be cockeyed for the thing to have an effect in the first place. Like, why can't you just be that normally? If you think that's the right way to be, but then people end up being so silly and childish under the stuff. It's like, God's body, man, it's better that you do not like that normally. Thank heaven. So, okay, I guess it works. I don't know. Really strange business, but yeah, no, not for me. And again, if you want to do it, that's up to you. I don't have any, moral issue against it. It just doesn't work for me. Works for you, all right, good. But you pay a price, and that's a problem as far as I'm concerned. If you're willing to pay that price, okay,
oh yes.
what really fascinates me. I mean, we
Yeah.
had this friend, Harleen, Sikh guy from India, but this is in California. He had a store across from our house in the little mall, where one of our stores were. Anyway, we started with the stores. We started right across from him. Actually, he's the one who got us there. He said, you got to come check this out because we were in the flea market. And he also
Uh-huh.
was in the flea market. So anyway,
Mhm.
um, and he would just, like, he'd close his store every now and then, and his apartment was really close by, and then he'd go and he'd smoke up and come back. So he was like smoked up all the time, And then we'd go visit him and he'd be smoked up. And, then the conversations, it's like, oh my God, at least I had, when he wasn't so really deeply smoked up, we had good conversations about stuff. But when he gets smoked up, it just all goes to crap. But he thinks he's now, oh no, has this wonderful conversation. No, you don't. It's crap. Yeah, it's just fascinating to me how people believe that they all say all this profound, wonderful stuff when they are smoked up or drunk or whatever. But no, you're just talking rubbish, man. You got to tape yourself.
Uh, I feel okay. I feel that I have a. I use the term actually, not feeling, but I use the term uh, romanticizing things.
Oh yeah, oh that's
Overly
the appropriate
romanticize.
word. Oh, they over romanticize stuff. Most definitely.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So sometimes people do that, like as we were discussing about with autism, that everybody say that yes, they are genius. Sometimes not creative people.
Right.
No, they are struggling, and you just overly romanticizing things. And same with drugs, like especially marijuana.
Right.
People do overly romanticize this. Oh God, it will
Right.
give you insights on that and blah blah blah. But
Yep.
no,
Yep.
and on a long term, it's gonna affect you.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it is just
Oh,
overly
I
romanticized.
agree. I agree. I agree. And we just have to be careful.
I guess Dawn has texted me. So
Wow,
yes.
brilliant, 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 brilliant. So Donna sent me a link.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Donna.
Oh,
Let me share what she said. I will see the post later. She says, "Hello, Beena. Posted something on Sassy, and it reminds me of you and what you do for me. Your beauty and grace envelops me. Your energy has a definite ripple effect in our group." Oh my God.
it's,
Ah,
it's true. It really is true. It's the same with Donna's energy. Isn't what she says about you the exact same for her?
oh my God. I actually, what? It's uh, her sobriety
Yeah.
is really magical.
Oh
It
yeah.
really-
Oh yeah.
because she is the things she is dealing with,
Right.
and is still how she managed go like jumping over and here and the way she explain articulate things, and especially about the energy concept, it always just mesmerized me. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, write that all back to her.
Let me read the post. Oh God. Okay, you cannot change someone, their attitude, behavior, or the way they feel, but you can love them unconditionally. And when they know they are loved without condition or expectations, the way they feel, they can change. The way they feel can change. In turn, changing how they behave and their attitudes. Everything has a ripple effect.
Oh wow.
Kindness and compassion do not mean weakness. You can be the change you wish to see in the world, even if it's for just one person's word. Wow.
I'm looking for a post here. I don't see it. Let me try refresh.
Oh my God. Mary already commented on that one by one, and it becomes a magical collaboration.
There you go.
Like yesterday, when Cher said that, it just made me so emotional when she said that. Ah, I was actually struggling to control myself because what she said was huge, so huge.
Who's this now? What
Sure,
what Sher said? Ah, right. Yeah, yeah. What did she?
yesterday.
What
You
was she
said
saying?
that when Beena said hello, Sher, it feels
Uh,
that I matter. Of course, she matters. Of course,
exactly. The thing is, Bina, this is what I've been trying to share with you. That you operate from a different awareness. Like me, I operate from a different awareness, a different space. When you say, "Of course you matter," you take that for granted, and yet it's not something that people do take for granted. They don't think that way automatically. So, it's not to change who you are, but just to be aware so that one can be more aware of how things collaborate. Because otherwise, we can be in a bit of a bubble and that will throw things out a little bit. So,
hmm okay, yeah. I don't know how to express my feelings for that, but like Rachel, uh, if I try to see her as as someone from Pakistan, as someone from belonging to a middle class family, and as someone from a Muslim background, as someone who actually never go out and meet and interact with these people anywhere in her, any time in her life. So my reaction could be, I don't know, different. But before all these attributes, I am a human.
oh hell
And
yeah, you hear it in Rachel, and Rachel is diagnosed autistic, by the way, and Asperger's syndrome. So,
oh, and I see, I feel that this makes me so emotional. It is not about only weak people's in some way that, oh, she is struggling for something or he is struggling for something. Like Ryan, he's a very, very strong man.
right.
But I feel that emotional connection that yes, this time his ego needs something to
Oh yeah,
just get out of this thing.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like
And,
Paul, he's a
and
very,
yeah,
yes, he is a very egoistic
yeah,
person.
yeah.
But for me, he is a human trapped in these things, and I'm not just doing it for sympathy or empathy. It is just like I feel that thing. Yeah, come on, we are human.
Oh
We
yeah.
are. We all are in the same boat.
Oh, I hear you, Bina. I hear you, and that is right there. That is new nobility perspective. I mean, I agree with you, and I feel you, and everything you say. Yes, that's the same for me. I feel the exact same thing. This is where we are at. There's no better, worse nonsense. We're all in the
Yes,
same
we
boat.
all are. We
Yeah,
all are in the
exactly,
same boat.
exactly,
So when
exactly.
I needed something, no matter how stupid my feelings are at that time, or my emotions are, or whatever the
Right.
drive behind that particular behavior, but other people, they do support me. They love me. They show
Wow.
their love, and I feel,
Wow.
oh my God, I'm blessed, and I do get out of and just pull myself out of that thing because of their help.
Right.
Like if I look at Cher, and if I just try to imagine what she's been through, I feel like, oh my God, she's smiling with her heart. Oh my God, this is
Yeah, you
something
know
really
what
magical.
was exactly, and this is what I said to Sher too, and I'll remind her of it again. I said, what's amazing to me, and I said this on one of the other Zooms, the when it was still the lab Zooms, the bridge now, which I see they're not doing anymore now, which I don't know what the hell they're doing, but anyway, um, kind of a pity, but anyway, um, people were sharing their stories, and it was a whole session of that. Um, many were sharing kind of stories like shares or some kind. They were talking about it was about abuse. Talking about their scars, and the women were
Mm.
showing their scars. I think somebody posted a picture physically showing their scars, and then everyone else said, yeah, and then they weren't commiserating. They were kind of saying, yes, I'm sort of proud of my scars that I saw. Well, but anyway, I said, what's the amazing thing? If you listen to all these stories, right, you guys have been through this stuff, husbands beating on you and God knows what, all this horrible stuff. I said, but none of you have lost your goodness. You haven't become mean. You haven't become nasty. You haven't become ugly. You still are beautiful, nice people who see the world positively, who love people, who are good, nice,
Yes.
kind people. This to me is the thing to really celebrate. If you had any doubts about your goodness ever, going through those experiences and remaining a good person, this is absolutely a proof to you that your goodness isn't phony or fake or bullshit, that it's absolutely real. So really take that to heart and feel that and know that you are good people. You have ample proof that your goodness has been tested and you come through and you kept your goodness, you've maintained it. This is huge. So I don't know. I must remind Sher of that again. That's
And about Donna, I don't know how to respond. I simply said that Donna, you are our Donna, our diamond. That's it. Because
right.
I don't want to say
All
anything
right.
else. She made me so
Oh,
emotional.
you that say that. Tell her, say you made me.
I just simply said that, and because
She'll feel it.
she
She'll
made
feel
me
it. She'll feel it. She'll feel it.
she made me so emotional, so touched.
I love it too. I love it too. Yeah, I love it too. So she came on this
Okay.
morning at 3 o'clock
Uh-huh.
and did
Uh-huh.
the thing together. I forgot to put the link for you, so I'm sorry about
No,
that.
it's okay. No,
So
it's
it was
okay.
just short for 20 minutes. So and she kind of did her meditation and described it a little bit. I really would like to figure out a way to make that meditating thing a bit more fluid. So I don't know. We'll go over it again, you and I as well.
Okay.
Because when we did, we brought out lots of things in terms of the language and the conceptuality. So that was pretty cool, you know. So we'll do that again.
Okay, we'll do that again. Right now, I'm going, and I will be here again soon as possible. I'll be here.
Oh, you're going right now?
Yes, I'm going
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
All right. I'll be here. I'll
So,
be here. Okay.
okay, so I'll come as soon as possible.
Good.
Things
Good.
I will do and finish and all these things because I'm so excited. I really want to do that
The
this thing.
Adamance.
And,
Yeah.
yes, and also other things also
Okay.
because
Good.
now
Good. Okay.
that money thing also.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Uh,
Me too.
I,
Yeah.
I'm
Yes, yes.
I'm continuously working on that because when I try to write all these things, I feel that I'm still lacking in some concepts. I
Yeah.
need to I need to elaborate and I need to make connections, more connections. So then that's why I'm just continuously listening to you and writing. So I am actually working indirectly on that money course also.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, cool. All right, I'll be here.
Okay.
I'll be here. I'll get all my,
Okay.
my
Okay.
housekeeping things done, the
Okay.
computer housekeeping.
Oh yes. Okay.
There's
Okay.
lots of
Bye
it.
for now.
All right, bye bye. Oh.
We stand in awe before that which cannot be seen, and we respect with every fiber that which cannot be explained. I sense strange spirit energy close by.
You got a death wish, pal? Nobody jumps one of my boys for no reason and lives to tell about it. That's all you gotta say? Little Yama's down! We gotta help him! Are you crazy? No way, I'm taking on that psycho. Now listen up, you pawn scum. You see that? First question, what do you think that is? You, the one in the middle, answer! What, you talking to me? I guess somebody left those flowers for some kid who got killed here? Correct! Wait! Now the next question. That face over there, why is it lying on its side? I guess one of us knocked it over when we were skateboarding through here. You guys catch on fast. Now go and apologize, or else the next time the flowers will be for you. Sorry about all that. I'll bring you back some new flowers. No problem. At least I could do. After all, you deserve to rest in peace. My name is Ichigo Kurasa. I'm 15 years old. I'm a high school student. My family runs a medical clinic here in town. Maybe it's because we're entrusted with the lives of the living. I'm not sure. For as long as I can remember, I've been able to see the souls of the dearly departed. I'm home. Let your guard down. Always stay alert when you enter a room. You're late for dinner again. Come on! That any way to welcome your own son after he just risked his life to have a spirit by peace? Silence! Oh, so it's the ghost smoke now, is it? I suppose it was ghost smoke. You're wrong. What are you going to show some discipline? If you see ghosts and I don't, you know this I go. Hey,
Hi, honey, too. Come over here and eat your dinner. More rice for me. That's not very nice, honey.
I gotta tell you, Dan, pretty normal healthy high school kid. 7 o'clock curfew is supposed to be a cool
love a new one.
If you've been there, take a hike, will ya? Damn pest.
I'm so done. For each of those, dad or ghost, always something.
I think it's kind of like to be able to see ghosts. I sort of sense their presence sometimes, but that's about it.
I don't see what the big deal is with ghosts. I don't even believe in them.
Honey, I don't get how you could think like that. I thought you have the power to see spirits too.
I'm in permanent denial. Just seeing them doesn't make me believe in them.
You dropped your guard again. Gotcha. I'm sure.
Wow, you sure have a way with kids, don't you?
Hey, what did I do? Why would he talk about these things with you two instead of coming to his own dad? It doesn't make sense.
Sure it does. For one thing, you're over 40. And for another, emotionally, you're still at a preschool level, Dad. Admit it.
Oh, dear boy. It's because you're hitting puberty with our daughters and being so cold to me. What do I do? What do I do?
Well, for starters, you might want to take down that poster.
Good morning, Ichigo.
Well, maybe. Said he'd be late tonight, too.
Did that happen?
Hello?
Did you hear that sound?
I don't hear anything. What the hell's that? Great! I don't know. Come on! You gotta move! Hey, hold on. What's that? You saw that? There must have been another. Oh, shit. I can't make any sense of what happened. What the hell are you doing here? Put that thing away! You're not slicing me up! Hey!
It's getting closer. I feel
Who are you and what do you want? If you think you're a burglar, you're not a very good one. For starters, you shouldn't talk to yourself.
you kicked me. I can't be seen by ordinary humans. Are you saying you can see me?
Well, considering that was my foot I just planted in your behind, you tell me.
You were the one I saw in town earlier. I've been
you?
Very strange. You're looking normal, but you must be defective in some way.
I'll show you defective. Who are you?
You want to know? Then I'll tell you. I'm a soul reaper.
You're something called a soul reaper.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me that you were sent here on a mission by something called the Soul Society to deal with demons like the one we saw on the street today, which was chasing after that girl's soul. That's all believable to me. Along with flying pigs and the tooth fairy.
How dare you? Why wouldn't you believe in soul reapers when you just admitted you can see spirits?
I've never seen or heard of soul reapers, or frankly, your whole story is just too incredible. I don't believe in anything I can't see.
Well, you see me, don't you?
Well, that's true. I would agree with the fact that you're not human. Why don't you go play your soul reaper game somewhere else? Okay, little brat?
I'm a brat, am I? Bakudo number 1. Sight!
I can't move! What did you do to me?
Paralysis. I've used what's called a Hito on you. It's a high-level incantation only we soul reapers can cast. It's useless to struggle against it. You're just wasting your energy. I may appear young to you, but I've lived nearly 10 of your lifetime. I would kill you on this spot for your impulse if it were not against my orders. So you, little brat, be grateful. And now,
That goes from yesterday. No, please don't. I don't want to be sent to the end of the world.
You needn't worry, because you are bound for a better place, the Soul Society. There, your soul will be at peace.
Where'd it go? What did you do?
I sent the spirit to the Soul Society. It's one of the main responsibilities of a soul reaper. People here sometimes call it passing on. Now I'll explain to you why I'm here, and I'll use small words so you can understand. There are 2 types of spirits in this world. The first kind are the normal spirits called holes. The ghosts that you see are usually this kind. The second kind are evil spirits known as hollows. The hollows attack people, living or dead, in order to devour their souls.
any questions before I go on?
First of all, why do you try to suck so bad? You pay for this!
Let us continue with our lesson, Monsieur. There are 2 main jobs for soul reapers. First, to lead holes to the Soul Society to hunger, as I just did. Second, to exorcise the hollows wherever we find them.
Oh, some body detective. Why was it chasing that girl?
That I don't know. We have yet to fully understand what motivates the hollows to do the things they do.
I can smell it, an especially tasty soul. It's nearby. Along with the smell of a soul reaper. What was that?
One thing we do know, there is still a second hollow crawling somewhere nearby.
And what the hell are you waiting for? Go out and kill it.
I would, but I can't seem to detect its location. Usually, I have no trouble finding hollows close by. But here, it's as if my senses are being jammed by some powerful.
What are you? Yeah, there's something huge howling out there. Its sound has to be a hollow.
Something else? What do you mean?
Now I hear it. Definitely the hollow.
That's what I've been telling you. Excuse me. Hey, wait!
pressure is among the strongest I've ever felt. How could I not have sensed it earlier?
What happened? Hey, you gotta let me go.
Stay out of it! How can he be on his feet when he's under my spell? Fool, you only get the way. Stop! The keto is too strong for a human to break. If you keep trying, you'll only cause damage to your soul. What? He's breaking the chip. That's impossible. Don't do it!
I found you. Johnny! No!
Don't worry. She'll be all right. The hollow left without devouring either of your sister's souls.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's seeking a specific source, one with a much higher concentration of spirit energy. In fact, the hollow earlier was hungry for that soul too, not the hollow.
But why?
For some reason, most of your spirit energy was hidden deep within you until now, and you needed it to save your sister. I didn't sense anything unusual about you when I arrived. It also explains why the hollows had become after you. The spirit energy you have bottled up inside you started to pour out when you made contact with that dangerous ghost. As a result, your soul and your souls. Those two hollows today protected your soul through that girl, and they were using her to track it down. The thing is, the hollows are really after you.
Hello. Hello, Sher.
Hi,
Hello,
good morning.
Sher. Hello. How are you?
I am very good. Just sitting down to get some sewing done, and I just finished up reading that post. Were you talking to anybody? Because I can't see on here.
No, not right now. I'm going to be going out in like half an hour's time, and then I'll be back a little later, and then I'll chat to Beena again. Beena likely will be coming on any moment now again. So, oh, sorry. I was just saying. We're going to be going over that post. We've been doing so, but we kind of got halfway. Or like a quarter way, I don't know. But anyway, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to it because we got kind of sidetracked on it. It's a very powerful post.
Yeah, it is. Very. I was hoping you were going to say something like that, because otherwise I was going to say, okay, I have a request. Can you please just read it to me so that I can absorb it?
All right. We'll do that. We'll do that. Sure. I'm just making I was just commenting on Facebook that I'm going to do exactly that. So we'll definitely do that because it's really powerful, and you know, Beena has it's been a big deal for her because the Adamance really touched her, and in her personal life, and also it just kind of revealed a mystery for her with her father. Her father was a successful guy, and he also was he was very well liked. Everybody not only liked him and loved him, but also respected him. But he was a gentleman. He wasn't like an assertive guy or anything like that. But so he was very popular, in other words, and people like really liked him and loved him, right? But she said it was always a mystery to the people that knew him, that like whenever he said no that was it. There was no argument ever. Nobody ever took it. You know, they never. It was just like his no was a no.
Yeah,
And so reading this, the Adamance, this unlocked that mystery for her. She understood that this was the point, that his no, he was adamant about it. And then we got into a nice discussion on that. Because if you're going to be adamant about something, you need to have thought it through. And then I like went into it with her. I said, look, that adamance implies a lot about your father. The only way that's going to ever work is that you've been very thoughtful about what you're saying no about. You've thought it through to the end. It's always important to think it through to the end, all caps to the end. And then also that what you are saying no about is something that is truly important to you and that matters, right? And you've thought it through, all the pros and cons, and this is something that you are willing to make a stand on. And when you do that, that because you've thought it through and done everything, that when you cue that, when you just say no, or you say, nope, this is not going to be for me, people know that this is something that is really truly coming from the depths of you. So then there's no debate about it, there's no argument, there's no point in getting into anything, because they realize that it's coming from that point of adamance. And adamance is, it's a different thing to just objecting or saying no, or making a position. It's something that goes deep to your very core, and it's essentially founded on your core integrity and your impeccability. So to ask somebody to go against their adamance is basically saying to them, we want you to give up being who you are and give up your entire life. Because if you go against your inner integrity, well, then you're going against like your own self, and you're basically just killing yourself. So it's not possible to do that. So it's like if somebody says, oh, murder somebody for me. Well, to be adamant on that's pretty easy, right? So it's kind of in the same logic, that it goes something to very deep in you. So adamance is a real power, and it's really something special. It's a really, really big deal. It's very exciting, very, very exciting. The other thing, say again?
I was going to say, I think that's why it struck me, is because that is something that I really want to achieve.
Yes.
Other things I waffle on, and I know where my heart is, but then I still waffle, because I'm, I'm looking at other people.
Right. You're apologizing for your adamance, which is the same thing as apologizing for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying it bluntly, there's no other way to say it. And that's the deal. And you can't be apologizing for yourself. If you do, and if you do waffle with your adamance, then you essentially saying, well, I'm not that sure. It's not really that adamant and all that. And this is the point, when he said no, in Beena's father's case, I'll have her tell you the thing a little bit. It's kind of neat when she says it. You get that emotional, you get to see, even though she was only 5, it's amazing how much perception she has of her father. It's really incredible. Now, I mean, she has some memories of him, but it's also through others, because he stayed very much alive, through everybody that knew him. So it's very cool. At any rate, if he never said it in an aggressive or overly, it was just kind of a casual thing, and he didn't make a big fuss out of it. And that's the point. When we are adamant, we don't need to. Sometimes actually our adamance is actually enhanced by being casual. Let's say somebody comes and I'm in a situation where I don't drink alcohol. I don't have anything against it. I just don't like it. It just doesn't work for me, right? So, but I mean, if you want to drink, that's fine by me. I got no problems with it. I'll actually drink a little bit of Bailey's, but I like the taste. I would prefer it if it didn't have the alcohol, and the alcohol corrupts it. I love the taste of Bailey's. It's very nice taste. So, if I could have it without alcohol, that would be just a fabulous thing. But then I think I drink too much of it. So when it got the alcohol in, I can only drink it like very little, because I kind of get the alcohol as a negative taste to me. So I gotta get past the alcohol part. Anyway, it's not fun, the alcohol part, but I love the taste of Bailey's. It's really delicious. Anyway, but again, I've been in situations where, I mean, I grew up in a drinking environment. And that time I still drank a little bit in, but later on I got into situations where I'm like, it's not my thing. I don't like it. It doesn't work for me. It actually makes me physically ill, actually, which it does for most people. They develop an immunity. But so you have to basically say no. And you can say no in a very casual way, like, okay, would you like a drink? Ah, no, thanks. Ah, come on, man. Ah, come on. I said, nah, it's not for me. It doesn't work for me. Thank you. And in that casual way, doesn't work for me, not my thing. You being adamant, but in a very casual way. So when people hear you and there's some kind of you add whatever, just a little bit of um, something for them to hold on to. It lets them know, and they can kind of see that you're not being adamant because you're against them. You're being adamant because it's something that's important to you, and then they're like, "Ah, okay, no worries," and they chill. So it's very powerful, the casual adamance. And that's why that is adamance and capital D diplomacy. Why they go together.
Yes, they
Because
do.
they're very interconnected and interrelated.
Yes.
So it's just a way that came out of me at the time, rather than just going on adamance. But it's really about all of the various ways in which adamance comes out, and it's very, very intimately connected to capital D diplomacy. And actually, that post it's almost more about capital D diplomacy than it is about adamance, which is it's a very, very involved post. I love it. It's got many layers to it. There's a
Yeah,
lot to it.
great. It
So
definitely.
so
It
let me ping Beena here and see where she's at. Although I might need to leave soon anyway. So I tell you what,
I
sure.
wanted to pop
Say
on
again.
and I said I just wanted to pop on and just say, hey, it would just be an honor to have you like read it.
Yeah,
Then
we'll
that
do it. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. When Beena comes back, we'll when I come back, at least from going out, I have to go to the food bank. So then when we come back, then we'll read it. And because now, even if Beena comes back now, we'll likely only have 15 minutes. So,
right, right.
um, but maybe I'm hoping she comes on now. Then you can chat to her, and that would be fun about this. That would be really great. So because it's a very powerful article for her also. And when we share stuff that's powerful to us, and we get these various perspectives, it's really powerful. So let me see, just to check there. Typing, come on, typing. I want to type too fast, and then it gets all messed up.
Yes.
All right, brilliant. I love it. I love it when stuff just kind of touches and resonates and connects. It's very magical when that happens. Very, very magical.
And then what's more so for me is that being able to speak to directly to the person who wrote it, that's important because
Oh
then I
yeah.
can.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When you
Sorry.
were talking about Beena's father, how this really connected with her. What connected with me specifically was that I could, within just a few moments of reading it, it kind of came to me why I've had such a hard time, waffling.
Yeah.
Well, and that's because, growing up, I got modeled that, yep, we're adamant and we're very firm on this ground. However, on
Right.
this over here, we're going to ask you
Right.
to lie by omission.
Right.
Freaking wonder I was kind of mixed up.
Yeah, it's like, man alive. You were essentially trained to not be adamant, and that your adamant has loopholes to it,
There
and
you
your adamance is actually
go. You
bullshit.
told
Right.
everything. And yeah, so when it just kind of, I just love how that happens. It's just
Right,
cool. That's, oh
right.
my God, because
It is, and it's very cool that you appreciating this, and that your awareness is kind of connecting the dots. Because really, again, we come back to association management. You
yes,
have an association with being, stating the truth and being, adamant in a positive way. Again, in the way we're using capital A adamance here, it's not about being bratish and folding your arms and say, I won't move, and puffing out your cheeks. It's not, not that kind of adamance. That's just being bratty, right?
right,
That's
right.
a whole different thing. This adamance is about being real and true to one's own truth,
Yes,
right?
to our
Right,
belief. Yes,
right. But
exactly.
unfortunately for you, that's associated with being false,
Yes,
which is
yeah,
why now you kind of waffle, because you're looking to qualify it and say yes, but not really. This is actually true, and this is for real. So, and I'm not actually being false underneath, and all of this stuff. So it's a conflict there. It's a bit of a square circle association, because now you are actually being real, but there's still that association that uh, that you believe others may perceive you to not being real. Because as you grew up older, I'm assuming that in some part of you, your subconscious came to realize that even though you were saying things, some people at some point must have perceived that you're lying.
yes. Oh yeah,
Right?
oh yeah,
So yeah, so now the waffling is to say, no, I'm not lying.
yes.
Right, but you have to just undo that association. That was then, this is now, and that's it. And just to practice to say whatever you're adamant about, even if it's something very simple, like I don't know, I may take the most childish thing that you want to be, or trivial. There's no childish things to be adamant about, but
I'll just say
most trivial thing that you want to be adamant about.
I'm adamant about only eating wheat bread.
There you go. Okay, there, exactly. And now you say that, and you say it without additional explanation.
Okay.
That's it. You just did it. You
Yeah.
didn't have to say. You didn't have to qualify it afterwards. You didn't have to, and that's very important. You see. So
Yes.
look, interesting that Ryan had this exact same problem when he was reading his statements. Look, he wanted to elaborate, and I kind of kept cutting him off. I felt a bit rude, I didn't mean to be, but it was very important. No extra explanations needed, Ryan. What you are saying is enough. There's no need more needed, and it just dilutes them and waters them down. And he's doing it for the same reasons in a more
Feeling
or
we have
less.
to qualify.
Exactly. There's no need to qualify. And also, sometimes we qualify because we think people don't get it. And Ryan does this very often. He assumes people don't know stuff that he knows. And a lot of that comes, many people do this. When they learn something new in life, they assume that it's new for everyone else. It's just fascinating. You see Trump do this all the time. you know,
Exactly.
so it's just too fascinating. But it's not just him. It's fairly common thing. So that's something that's dangerous to do, because even if they don't know, it kind of irritates people when you assume that. Like Ryan said when he said about Proverbs. You know what I mean? Oh, Proverbs. Most people who have some measure of a Christian upbringing, even if not, just if you have some sort of a general knowledge, you know what Proverbs is. Or at least more or less. And you know what a proverb is. So even if you say it's come from the book of Proverbs, you and he said from the Bible, you didn't have to say it was a book in the Old Testament. It was kind of redundant, right? And
Right.
right. So I'm just saying, it's something that we have to be very cognizant of and be careful of. Yes, sometimes people don't know, but if it's something obscure, okay. But even then, you could just leave it. If they don't know, they'll ask. Does it really matter?
Yes, exactly.
It
Okay.
doesn't matter, right? So if you said, oh, this is a quote from the Bible, from Proverbs, just leave it there. Okay, if we don't know what the Bible or Proverbs is, and then we can go and Google it. You know what I mean?
How that relates into to diplomacy, because
Exactly.
they are overqualifying or adding
Exactly.
on to our statement.
Exactly.
We are assuming that the listener has no knowledge and that we're better.
Exactly. And if they don't have it, then you also you kind of over explaining, and okay, it's nice to know, but for a lot of people, if they don't know something and you pointing out to them that they don't know, if they still have a bit of ego, then they get annoyed, even though it's appropriate, because they don't like the idea that you thought they didn't know something, even though it's accurate. The fact that it's accurate makes it even worse. So
Yes.
it's no win either way. And if they did know it, then they're going to be irritated because you're treating them as if they didn't know it. So it's just a no-win thing to explain stuff like that. Just leave it be and assume that they know. And if they don't know, okay. If there's some need to explain where it comes from, fine. But most of the time we over-explain, and there's absolutely no necessity for it whatsoever, especially with Google nowadays.
And then we get to the point where if our ego is still wounded, bruised, whatever, not put to bed, as I like to call it, and we don't ask that question, that's a reflection of where we are with our own
Right,
selves.
right, exactly. And that's just it's just something we have to deal with. If you're interacting on intimate levels or profound levels of extended conversation with people who don't want to ask when they kind of need to ask, or where it's helpful and valuable to ask, there are other ways of bringing out that point. So, we can come at it more indirectly, and this is capital D diplomacy. We don't always have to come at things directly. We can come at things indirectly. So, I can, like, for instance, if I were to say that, then you could just say, Proverbs is one of my favorite books in the Bible. There you go. Now you've made it clear that Proverbs is a book in the Old Testament, or you can say Old Testament in the Bible. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying you knew or didn't know, but I'm providing that if you didn't know, now you know that Proverbs is a book in the Old Testament in the Bible, because I just said so. But I'm not saying, pointing it out that you know or don't know. It's got nothing to do with your knowledge. I'm making the point is about it being a book that I enjoy. You know what I mean? So you see what I'm saying? We can always, when we state things from our personal point of view, we can convey lots of information indirectly. And this is capital D diplomacy. So in a case where, there is some necessity for pointing out that it's Proverbs is in the Old Testament, then we can just say it that way. So yeah, capital D diplomacy is all about perspective shifting. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. Yeah.
It is totally. Yeah, I'm very appreciative that you gave me this time this morning.
Anytime, sure. Always, anytime. Really, I love it. It's a good, cool thing. So
it was one of those little, aha moments. I'm getting a whole lot of these lately.
yes. And here's the thing, sure. That's why I'm saying, like with Beena, she comes on every morning, and we really get into stuff, and it's very profound. So there's a continuity and a momentum. And that is very important, because the entirety of the way of impeccability, it's part of the whole A+ philosophy. And I've shared the mind map with you. Yes.
Yes, you have.
So it's based on a lot, and even that is not all of it, but that's the point. There is a lot to it. So the continuity, it is that all the time there's more being added, and yes, it seems like a lot at first, but eventually it starts to connect. And when those things start to connect, when we have those connectivity, like for instance now, perspective shifting is connecting to adamance and diplomacy. Diplomacy is perspective shifting to a large extent. It's a very profound. It also is connected to implications. All the stuff starts to connect. That's why I so love my background, because my background has that white light in the center. Everything comes together. And at the end of the day, if you take perspective shifting to its ultimate, that's awareness. That's also attunement. That's also appropriateness. It's also impeccability. All the things are the same at the end of the day. When you take them to their maximum, they all pretty much mean the same thing. It's just one way or another. So when we start to see that connectivity more and more, but first we have to kind of grasp them on their particular application, and then they start to connect. And it seems overwhelming at first, but it isn't really. We just have to persist. It's a jigsaw puzzle. We're putting all these pieces in. At some point, we start to see the picture. And we just have to persist until that point comes. So, we always keep it's a never-ending jigsaw puzzle. It gets bigger as we go along, which is kind of fun. We connect to them more, but it is pretty profound. All right, Sher, let me just go and see what's happening. I'll be back in 1 second, so don't go away in case I might not need to go out. Sometimes Olivia gets a lift, and then I don't have to go. And so anyway, so let me just go and find out what's going on.
Okay.
All right. I'm a bit lazy in my bed here today, but I like it. It's my office. I'm very comfortable over here. I must say, I'm very comfortable. Very productive over here. Yeah, it works like a charm. So I don't have to go. So all good. Brilliant.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm actually gonna read this now. It's kind of interesting because uh, just I on Facebook, and I was going through my notifications, and I saw, oh, so and so, I forget who it was. They, it says they liked on your post or reacted, and I couldn't remember what the post was, from the picture. So I said, oh, that's interesting. What post is this? Because I know it wasn't something I'd posted like in the last day or two, you know. Well, it says you commented on there or clicked on
Yeah.
it anyway. So I went to look at it, but not on your comment. This was just on before that. Even it said, somebody liked it. You and Tara, I think. So I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Like, what is this about? So I couldn't remember what post it was. So because I couldn't remember, I was like, how come you commenting or liking it? And it's because I'd commented on it, so Facebook shows it to you guys. So
Oh, yeah.
so then I actually have that window open on the post right there. So that was very cool. I love that picture, by the way. I don't know, it's just a fabulous picture too, right?
It is. It is.
Right.
There's oh no. Okay, so go ahead. I was going to wait for you to read.
No problem. I was just going to say I'm actually going to read it with you now. I'm not sure when Beena will come back on, but it no matter. We can just reread again. We kind of went halfway through it, so it doesn't matter. So I'm hoping that by the time she comes back, because she said she's only going to be gone for 10 minutes, and it's a long post. So there's a lot in it. We may not even get to all of it today. Let's see. So we'll go. I mean, it's just such a long thing to. And again, I enjoy the long posts when they come out for me personally, but it is a
Yeah.
lot to take in, and I don't know how to do it any different. Some things just are long and they're powerful that way. There's no way that if you break them up, they lose that connectivity. So I don't know. It's a tricky problem sometimes. So all right. Let me just check a few things here. I'm just being diligent on my messages. I want to stay connected, so I want to just make sure I can see them before I get into this. Check my emails because I did say to somebody I'll be watching to see if they send me emails. So all right, everything all good, all good, all good to go.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, so I'll do a screen share. I know you're not watching the screen, but yeah, just in case. So.
No, I can hear better than
Right. I know, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. So if Beena comes on, then she sees it. So, um, you know what? Sure. I actually have. This is something that I think I'm gonna actually do here is do a Facebook Live on this.
Okay, good idea.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, why not? Well, let's do that. So what I want to do is show. I'm just going to end this meeting, and
Okay.
I'll restart it right quick so that this recording is separate. Because they overlap, and then when I can share it, then I just have that reading of that article on its own. So just give me 10 seconds, and then just come right back on again.
All right, sounds good. All
Okay,
right.
see you in 10 seconds.
Okay, bye.